Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Srimad Bhagavad Gita tells and teaches us so many things if we are able to learn. The problem is not about the teachers. The problem is about the students. Particularly on the spiritual path, it is the student who is important and not the teacher. Normally, you must have heard 100 times, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. And in that, we give importance to the Guru and put the whole burden on his head. Guru Maharaj, uthao. So that poor Guru becomes a mule and the disciple becomes a load on that Guru. But if we study scriptures, like in Kaivalya Upanishad, the student is not ordinary, he is Ashwalayan, one of the best students. And the Guru is also not ordinary, he is Sakshat Brahmaji. Athashvalayano Bhagavantam Parameshtinam Upasametyo Vacha Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. So, O Bhagavan, kindly teach me the Brahman. And Guru Maharaj washes his hands. I am sorry. Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yoga Davaihi. You learn. In the process of transfer of knowledge, the learning ability of the student is more important and valuable than the teaching ability of the student, of the teacher. And the best teacher is the one who never teaches and yet the student learns. See? And this is demonstrated in Bhagavad Gita. Because when the teacher is talking to the student, it depends on the quality of the student that the teacher opens his mouth. Like the other day, I was talking in Vedanta Society, Hollywood. There, all those people, they are well read in scriptures. So when I talk to such group of students, the thoughts will be totally different. Suppose I had to talk to the kids, like the sweet girl who sang, if that age group I had to talk. So my thoughts will be different. I cannot talk them to Brahman, realization. No. See. So, the relationship between the student and the teacher, what it should be ideally, this is what is presented in Bhagavad Gita, first principle. Like you all know, Bhagwan Krishna and Arjuna were known to each other not for 15 minutes, for many, many years. And at the time of the war, age of Bhagwan Krishna was 89 years of age and Arjuna was 86 years of age. So all the fightings, wars and problems in this world, they are created by the oldies. If we leave this world in the hands of the youngsters, all the problems will be solved. So who is the old person? The old person is the one who is very strong I. And the strong I is expressed in three ways. According to the three gunas of the Prakriti. The one strong I is based on the Tamoguna or the possessions and ownership. See? So Dhritarashtra belongs to that category. He did not want to leave the chair. If you technically analyze this word Dhritarashtra, Dhrita means he who has held something very firmly. Rashtra means a chair. He is holding on to the chair so firmly, he doesn't want to give it up. Right or wrong doesn't matter, I want to be in the chair. So he is also old. So he is so much lost in that Tamoguna that he is unable to think beyond that. Anyhow, I must win this election. Whatever I have to do. See, Tamoguni. The second type of old person's strong I is manifested in the form of the activity. And that is Duryodhana. Duryodhana says, in this war all these people have come, madarthe tyakta jivitaha. They have come here for my sake. Even if they lose their life, doesn't matter. But I must win the war. So one extreme is, I want the throne whichever way it is, holding on to the world of matter. Duryodhana, he wants to prove himself to be far superior than anybody in this world. I'll prove. Second kind of old man's ego. All of them were old. And the third was the worst, and that was Arjun Singh. Arjuna was a goody-goody person. The goody-goody people are dangerous. See? And what was his goody-goodiness? He says to Bhagavan Krishna, ki, "O Lord, how can I kill my guru and how can I kill my grandfather?" Now see in this statement, killing is not the problem, guru is not the problem, grandfather is not the problem. Problem is my guru and my grandfather. If it is your guru and your grandfather, I don't mind, okay? See, extension of I is called as my or mamata. See? So, the old age is manifested with the intensity of I, ego. Older the age, stronger the ego. Lesser the age, lesser the ego. Now this small baby sucking the milk. That baby is not having any kind of guilt. How can I just lie down somebody's lap and go on sucking, what people will say? No. Because there is no past. Her past will be hardly a month, a year or so. So longer the past, stronger the ego. Now what is that which makes the past a strong ego principle? Because of two things, possessions and relations. See, if you see old people talking, what they talk? They talk only about their past. When we were there, when we were here. See, one of my friend's son, Sardarji, in Australia, I was staying with them. First time when I went, that boy was small, class 8 or 9. Now he is engineer. So I was sleeping, came driving about 4 hours, and I had food. So I said, I sleep, evening lecture is beginning. He came from the school and he said, Swamiji, this is not the time to sleep, get up. I said, come on, yaar, I had to give lecture, let me relax. He said, no way, and he pulled me out. Let us play football. I said, come on, you are Dumbo. Is it the time to play football? He said, no, we have to play football. So I had to go and play with him for some time. Then just to change his mind, I asked him, I said, hey, tell me something, do you go to India? Yes. Now tell me your observation, let me see how intelligent you are. What is your observation? He said, very simple, Swamiji. What is that? When we go to India, we talk about Australia. When we are in Australia, we talk about India. See? So when I am in USA, I will talk about back home. When we were children, it was not like that. See, friends, because what we talk is only two things, our possessions and our relations. These days children, they want so many shoes, When we were children, we used to go without shoes to the school. Possessions. Relations, when elders used to come in our house, we used to stand up, get up and do Jai Shri Krishna to them. These days children, they don't say even hi. See? Possession, relation. The burden of these two things put together is two things, ahanta and mamata. This ahanta and mamata is the disease that is described in Bhagavad Gita's first chapter. See? And because of that, identity crisis crops up as to who am I at a given period of time in a particular situation. Now at this place we are all sitting together. Now who am I? I am the teacher who is supposed to talk on Bhagavad Gita in such a manner that the main principle of Bhagavad Gita is communicated. That is my duty. And you are the listeners or Shrota. Now what is the duty of the Shrota? You should listen with single pointedness and you should not sleep. See? But what happens? Instead of sitting and listening, our mind is somewhere. So many people have come, the food will be enough or not. Should I go and get up and make the rasam out of the sambar, putting more water into that? See? So, the one who is supposed to listen, he or she is thinking about the food. The reason is identity crisis. At this moment, we have only one identity, that I am the teacher, you are the student. No third thing should pop in between. But this does not happen. Welcome. This does not happen. See, one day I was in some house for dinner. A Sindhi house. The lady, old lady, and her husband took me to their house. And the moment I entered their house, this happened in Shimla. It was cozy, cold. But the moment I entered the house, I felt very uncomfortable feeling. Something is wrong somewhere. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so I started the TV. Those days, TV was not available 24/7 and only Doordarshan. It is not Doordarshan, Doordarshan. Du is short, Rasvadu. Like Durdaiva, Doordarshan. So, only Doordarshan. And the things that were going were that Chitrahar, old cinema songs that were going on. So when I started watching, Like the rats come out of the hole, about half a dozen children came out from different places. They started. So when they came, I said, hey, come on here, tell me, who is this singing? And I don't know the names of the actors or of that, few here and there. So I said, hey, is it Madhubala? Swamiji, what Madhubala? You don't know, this is Madhuri Dixit. Oh, like that. Slowly, the eyes thawed and the barrier of age was gone. And then I was playing fool with them. They were also enjoying, etc. Thereafter, the food was ready. So when the food came in front of me, so I said, hey, come on kids, stand in a line. So they stood. And to everybody I gave one bite. I said, my rule is, before I eat, I offer it to Bhagavan Krishna. Today you are my Bhagavan Krishna, come. So everybody I gave one bite and I said, now take your food. I also ate the food in the same plate. Everything was done. And then we are sitting together with ice cream. One boy asked this question, Swamiji, you watch TV, we watch TV. I said, yes. You are sitting in a sofa set, I am sitting, yes. You took food from the same plate, I took food from the same plate. Yes. What is the difference between you and me? No difference. Yes, no difference. Why Dadi Ma does namaskar to you and not to me? That was the question. I said, you ask Dadi Ma, how do I know? No, whenever you ask any question to Dadi Ma, she scolds. Old people's rule is there, Shesham kopena purayet. When you don't know the answer, become angry, so that the question is evaded, So, ask Dadima. So, Dadima tell, why you do namaskar to Swamiji, not to me? Same thing, what is the difference? So Dadima said, don't ask stupid question, this is not the way, chup. Answer. So, the boy said, see, she doesn't tell us, you tell. I said, okay. Then I told them. I said, when you are supposed to study, you take your books. That time you remember cricket, is it not? Really? How do you know? I said, don't worry about it. And when you are playing cricket, that time you remember your dad. Now, ghar jaake pitai hone wali hai. Yes, that is true. And when I am taking food, I remember some TV show. When I am seeing the TV show, I remember my friend. He said, exactly you are telling what is happening to me. I said, now listen. When I talk, I talk. When I eat, I eat. When I sleep, I sleep. When I watch TV, I watch TV. Are you able to do that? He said, no way. I said, this is the difference between you and me. Friends, identity crisis in our life happens only because we are unable to live in that awareness, what we are at a given period of time in a particular situation. See, friends, this is the biggest problem of human beings, identity crisis. Now take one more example. In Delhi it happened, we crossed the red light, police stopped us. And Indians are very genius, so he said, without receipt 200 rupees, with receipt 500 rupees. What you want? So I looked at him, smiled. He said, Mahatma Ji, there is no need to laugh at me. Then he said, when the Prime Minister of the country can take away urea, that time Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister. When Prime Minister of a country can loot the country, if I take 200 rupees, what is wrong? Now, let us analyze this. Prime Minister is also the father. If the father helps the son, is it wrong or right? It is right. Father must help the son. But the problem is, who has the power to help? The power to help is invested in the Prime Minister and not in the father. Now what is happening? A hodgepodge, a khichdi of father and the Prime Minister is made. So the Prime Minister invokes the father at the time of helping his son. But if he remains only as a Prime Minister, he will not differentiate between his son and any other person. Is it not? So what is that? What is the biggest problem of our life? Identity crisis. See, friends, if you observe this whole world, it's only on this issue. Small little things, a big issue. See? In Goa it happened. One of my friend, when I entered his house, I said, hey, your house is not good. Leave this house. Go somewhere else. He said, no, Swamiji, I constructed. I said, whatever it is, this is not a good house. Leave this house. He didn't agree. And all problems started coming in his house, in his life. To such an extent, his only son sued him in the court that I doubt his intentions, that he may kill me and may not give me the property. Imagine. The only son. So the son has forgotten that his father, he can't do harm to him, but something has gone in his head. This identity crisis creates cliff even between the relations. See, first verse of Bhagavad Gita, what Dhritarashtra says, the only verse in Bhagavad Gita, Dhritarashtra Uvacha. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata Sanjaya. Now what he said? Pandu's children and my children. See? Like you are Shukla. Now you have got two daughters. Will you say that my children are different and your brother's children are different? All of them are Shukla. Yes. So, Pandavas and Kauravas, all technical purposes, were all Kauravas. See? But that original common factor is forgotten. And then, my children and your children. And the crisis comes up. See? This is the only problem. If it is sorted out, we have learnt Bhagavad Gita. Another thing I'll tell you about Bhagavad Gita, which will create sufficient confusion in your mind. I am here to create confusion, not to tell you anything. Confusion acts like a vaccine. Vaccine is artificially introduced temporary disease, is it not? As a result of that, the antibodies are produced in the body, and then when the real disease comes, it is fought. In the same manner, when confusion comes in our mind, then we start working on and then get out of the situation. This is exactly what Bhagavan Krishna did. The same thing I will do to you. See, what Bhagavan Krishna did and what I am doing to you. You must have seen many commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, and everybody talks so many big things. But neither the Karma Yoga, nor the Ashtanga Yoga, nor the Bhakti Yoga, nor the Jnana Yoga was practiced by Arjuna. He was on the battlefield. On that battlefield, will Arjuna practice Shucho deshe pradisthapya sthiramasanamaatmanaha natyuchritam nati nicham jayalajana kushottaram tatraikagram manakrutva nakinchidapi chintayet. He can't do meditation on the battlefield. Mayi manadasva, mayi buddhim nivesha, take the mala in the hand, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. No. He did not study scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad. So the whole Bhagavad Gita talks about not one, not two, but 1.5 dozen yogas, isn't it? Every chapter is named with a yoga. Arjun Vishada Yogo Nam, Sankhya Yogo Nam, Karma Yogo Nam, Karma Sannyasa Yogo Nam. Not one, so many yogas. Then what happened to Arjun? If this we understand, we understood second chapter of Gita. Bhagavad Gita was heard and told by 4 pairs, teacher-student. First pair is Bhagwan Krishna spoke and Arjuna heard. Second pair, Bhagwan Krishna spoke and Sanjay heard. Vyasa prasada shrutavan etadguhyamaham param. See? So, Bhagwan Krishna, Arjun, first pair. Bhagwan Krishna, Sanjay, the second pair. Third pair, Sanjay Uvacha. Sanjay was the teacher and Dhritarashtra was the student. 3 pairs. Fourth pair, I am talking to you and you are listening. 4 pairs. Like in Ramcharitmanas, the whole theme is developed in this manner. That Ramcharitmanas, so it is Manas Sarovar. And there are 4 banks. And on one bank it is the karma, other it is the jnana, third it is upasana, fourth it is the Tulsidas ji is talking and others are listening. Sharanagati. In the same manner, on this Manas Sarovar of Bhagavad Gita scenario, on one bank Bhagwan Krishna and Arjuna is talking, on other Sanjay and Bhagwan Krishna is, on third Sanjay and Dhritarashtra is, and fourth I am talking to you. Clear picture? Now first picture. Sanjay spoke to Dhritarashtra. After listening to Bhagavad Gita, what happened to Dhritarashtra? There is no mention anywhere. In whole Mahabharata you study, there is no mention anywhere what happened to Dhritarashtra after listening Bhagavad Gita. See? Number 2. What happened to Sanjay when he heard Bhagavad Gita? See? So he himself tells, Taccha sansmritya rupam atyadbhutam harehe. Just remembering that Vishwarup darshan of the Lord, see, he tells, I am so happy, again and again. And his conclusion is, after hearing Bhagavad Gita, his conclusion is, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishnaha Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara. That is his conclusion. This is what happened to Sanjay. So first, nothing happened to Dhritarashtra. Second, this is what happened to Sanjay. Third, what happened to Arjun? See, Arjuna's question was what? Study Bhagavad Gita in its totality. Don't take one thing here and there. Arjuna's question was, Karpanya dosho pahata svabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yasreyasyad nishchitam bruhitan me Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. See, Karpanya doshaha apahata svabhavaha. My original nature is lost because of Karpanya dosha. Karpanya dosha means self-pity. Because of the self-pity, I have lost my original form. See? Because his argument was, Katham Bhishma Maham Sankhe Dronam cha Madhusudana. How can I kill Dronacharya, Bhishmacharya? Pujar how? They are worthy of worship, not worthy of killing. See? So, because of that, I have self-pity. How unfortunate I am. I had to kill my guru. I had to kill my own grandfather. And in this manner, he was having self-pity. Friends, as we should not have pity on others. Never have that funny thing called as, oh, I feel pity, I have compassion. These are negative emotions. Never have compassion. Have love. When you have compassion for somebody, you think you are superior, that the other fellow is inferior. When you serve, then the other person is superior, you are a servant. So, Karpanya dosha is the self-pity. Because of that, my original form is lost. And what is the reason? Dharma sammudha chetaha. Now this is the key word in Bhagavad Gita. Dharma sammudha chetaha means what? I am that one whose mind is confused about his dharma. Now what is my dharma at this moment? Whether I should kill my grandfather, whether I should kill my guru and go to hell, or I should run away from the battlefield and protect them also and protect myself also. Dharma sammudha cheta. And when this was happening, Bhagavan Krishna was cool. He didn't say anything. And then Arjuna says, Yash shreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me. Oh Lord, tell me that. What is good for me? When we go to the temple and pray before the Lord, what do we say? God, following things please note down. Do it for me. He doesn't know what is good for us. See? Like the children, they go and ask the dad, get me that thing. Whether that is a good thing for me or not, the child never asks. I want that. We fall in the same category. See? Arjuna was great because of this. He said, Yes, Sreyasyat Nishchitam Bruhitan me. Kindly tell me what is good for me. Even then Bhagavan Krishna is cool, not talking. Then ultimately he says, Shishyasteham, I am the disciple. Now who is the disciple? Shadhimam tvam prapannam. I have surrendered to your feet. Therefore, Shadhi means instruct. Instruct me. Do this. I shall follow that. See, friends. So, in the first chapter, Arjuna gives so much of logic. See, Swajanam hi katham hatva sukhinas syama madhava. Now, why this problem has come Arjuna's in front of Arjuna? He came on the battlefield to fight the war. Where from this problem has come? This problem was like a vaccination dose for the subsequent possible attacks of the disease. See? Like those people who are going to South America, they have to take Zika vaccine. Because if it happens to attack, you are protected. So, Arjuna's problem was this. So what Bhagavan did, he gave him vaccination. Be attentive. When Arjuna tells Bhagavan Krishna, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Sthapaya Mechuta. Between the two armies, take my chariot. Now Bhagavan Krishna had option to take the chariot and keep anywhere. Just imagine for the sake of imagination. If Bhagavan Krishna had taken his chariot and placed in front of Duryodhana Dushyasan, will Arjuna have any doubt about the war? No. He would have straight away started. But what Bhagavan Krishna did? Bhishma Drona Pramukataha Sarvesham cha Mahikshitam. Of all the warriors on the battlefield, Bhagavan Krishna took Arjuna's chariot in front of Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya. And he didn't keep quiet. He keeps quiet, he is not Krishna. What he said? He said, Pasya etan kurun Partha. Hey Partha, hey Arjun, see, with whom you want to fight? You want to fight with the people of your own clan. Kurun, Kuruvamshi. You are also a Kuruvamshi. So, you have to fight not with the enemy. You have to fight with your near and dear. This is the secret of Bhagavad Gita. I am never miserable because of your children. I am miserable because of my children. I am never miserable because of your wife. I am miserable because of my wife. Think. Fighting with enemies is very easy. Fighting with the nears and dears, whom we take as enemies, it is a challenge of life. See, friends, in one Marwadi house, I was invited for food. Me and my friend, we sat, and the wife was telling the servants to serve. In Marwadis, the ladies don't work. They employ the gents to work. So they have got Maharaj, Pandit for cooking. They don't. Therefore, they are all round figures. No sharp edge. So that Maharaj was serving the food, and that lady said, Swamiji, you please tell my husband, he doesn't understand. I said, Mama, if he has understood, why will he marry you? I agree, he doesn't understand. He said, no, not like that. I said, like what? He has spoiled our son. So he said, Swamiji, let us finish food first. I will explain you everything what she means. Then we finished our food and we went to his bedroom. And he said, he opened one big store well, Godrej Almira. He said, I trust you. I know you very well. He opened that. Those days, 500 rupees notes were not made. Only 100 rupees note. So the whole Almira was packed with 100 rupees bundle. Packed. Cash. And he said, my son knows this. He comes in the morning and says, Dad, I want 5,000 rupees. Again in the afternoon, evening, he said, Dad, I want 10,000 rupees. If I said, what for you want? Then he will remind me, is this the number of the income tax officer? So, I have no option. Either give him money and let him get spoiled, or save my money. Tell me what should I do? I said, what you are doing is right. Save your money and yourself. Let that fellow do whatever he likes. So, this is what I am doing, but my wife doesn't understand. See, friends. Now, in this situation, when your own nears and dears, we make the issue out of it, who can help us? See, friends. And who is the near and dear to us? Our own mind. Our whole life is lived only by this mind. And who is prompting our all activities of life? Only two principles. Our personal likes and personal dislikes. See, who is controlling the chariot of our life? Is it Sham or the Kam? And what is Kam, what is desire? Only two ways, likes and dislikes. Why did you put red color to this wall and cream color to this wall? What is that? And those, in such a beautiful wall, suddenly those stones are, it looks so ugly. Swamiji, don't know. This is the latest fashion to make the house look old. I like it. The other person doesn't like it. Now ask this question. What you like? What is the logic why you like it? And if you don't like, ask why you don't like. For liking and disliking, there is no logic. When we take food, like I don't like dhokla. And Gujaratis are those, they even dream dhokla. They will not dream Bhagwan Krishna, dhokla. See? Now ask, why you don't like dhokla? I don't know, I just don't like it. See friends, in short, likes and dislikes have no logic. And who is prompting our whole life's activity? Likes and dislikes. And we claim we are intelligent. Are we intelligent? Or we are slaves to our own likes and dislikes? See friends. Therefore, Arjuna's question was so good. He has risen above the likes and dislikes. And he said, "O teacher, tell me what is good for me." And see the simple rule. What is good for me, I don't like it. What I like is not good for me. Now what is good for me? Early to bed and early to rise is the way to be healthy, wealthy and wise. You see, in the affluent society of America, nobody has seen sunrise. To see the sunrise, they go to some different country and there on one particular day, they see the sunrise with the sleeping eyes and come back. So what is good for us, that we don't like. And what we like is not good for us. So who is prompting our life's activity? Kama or the Sham? Arjuna was very wise enough to ask this question. Yes, Shreyasya Nishchitam Bruhitan me. Tell me that what is good for me. And Bhagavan didn't tell anything. Be very attentive. He didn't tell anything. He simply presented the facts of life. See friends, he told how to live. He didn't tell you live like this, how to live. And in all his teachings, all the teachings are summarized in the second chapter of Gita. See? First, Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjuna, after listening to his discourse on Dharma Shastra. See? In the first chapter, Arjuna gives a discourse to Bhagavan Krishna on Dharma Shastra. See? As if Bhagavan Krishna didn't know what is Dharma. And at the end, Najotcheti Govindam Uktva Tushnim Babuvaha. I shall not fight. And having said thus, he kept cool and sat down. I will not. Now to that depressed, dejected Arjuna, how Bhagavan started? See? He did not start, Naini beta, get up. It's not. See, we have come here for the war, okay? Naturally, in the war field, it will be only bloodshed. It can't be a milkshake, okay? Get up. No. This language Arjuna will never understand. See? Then how Bhagavan started? He started banging him. Ashochanan prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasuna gatasuscha nanushocanti panditaha. Arjun, you are talking like a wise man. What does it mean? You are otherwise. And who is a wise man? Gata asun, when somebody dies. Gata anasun, when somebody doesn't die. In both the cases, wise man never become miserable. And what are you doing? You are becoming miserable. So many people will be killed. So those who become miserable on any account, they are otherwise. And otherwise people talk wisdom. Wise people live wisdom in their life. When wisdom is talked to others, it is called as philosophy. When philosophy is practiced in one's life, it is called as wisdom. See, friends. So, after that, Bhagavan Krishna gives him one by one proper systematic approach why he should fight the war from all standpoints. And also, you should not become miserable. Two things. Unless we come out of the depression, dejection, you cannot think properly. See, friends. But what happens? We also get in depression, dejection. We also go to satsang, but we don't want to change. We want others to change. In the whole Bhagavad Gita, after having heard, the scenario of the battle did not change. War happened. Then who changed? It is Arjuna changed. Scriptures and the study of the scriptures is meant for changing ourselves. But normally what happens? We want others to change. I have done so much for them, but they don't understand. They don't understand, okay, but you have studied Gita, you go to satsang. So who should understand? The one who has gone to satsang should understand, or one who has never gone to satsang should understand? Please remember one basic principle. Get me some water. Basic principle that if you have gone to satsang, if you have heard Bhagavad Gita, you have lost your right to be miserable. To say that I have studied Bhagavad Gita and I go to satsang, but I am depressed and rejected. Better don't go. About this I'll tell you one story which comes in Valmiki Ramayana. One dog went to Bhagwan Ram's darbar and he asked, "Oh Lord, this Brahmin has insulted me, punish him." So Bhagavan says, what insult he inflicted on you? So he said, he has thrown the chapati in front of me like this. So Bhagavan Ram asked question. Others people also give you chapati? Yes. Do they give you in a golden plate? No. They just throw like that. So he has also thrown. What is wrong? So the dog says, if Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, if these three kind of people behave in that manner, it is acceptable. He is a Brahmin. He is supposed to be well informed. Therefore, if this mistake is done by the lower three castes, it is pardoned, accepted. Brahmin is not supposed to do this. Now apply this principle. Don't go and ask wrong questions. How did the dog talk to that God? See. So the principle is, Brahmin in this example will be you and me. We listen to Bhagavad Gita, we talk Bhagavad Gita, we go to satsang, and yet we become miserable. See, friends, if we are following satsanga, if we are studying Gita, we have to change. And the change is accept everything and everyone as they are. Don't expect anything from your kids. See, we become miserable only because of this. Children are born through us. They are not born to us. What we give to our children is only the body. The embodied, the soul, is not created by parents. But we get so much attached. And then I will not talk to him throughout my life. I remember one old lady, I was there at the time of her death. So she was told, now you stand Ram, Ram. She said, I will not take that dirty name. I hate him, even at the time of death. So why you are hating him so much? Because I asked him only one thing in my life. My brother should talk to me. She was elder sister and the brother was young. She was about 90 that time or 80 and her younger brother was about 75. In their childhood, brother-sister, some jagada happened. That time, his brother has taken a vow, I will not talk to you throughout your life, till death. Thereafter, he took care of his sister throughout life. Her marriage, her children bringing up, everything he has done, except one thing, I will not talk to you. And she had only that one thorn in her heart. My brother has done everything for me. Once only I wanted to talk to him or he should talk to me, he refuses. And he did not till he died, she died. Now tell me, what is this? Better don't do that. Remove that bitterness from the heart. This is what Bhagavad Gita tells. Gatasu na gatasuscha nanu shochanti panditaha. Wise people do not carry grudges for anybody in this world. See? So you are talking that Dhritarashtra's children are durbuddhe dhatarashtrasya. Dhritarashtra's children are durbuddhi, bad, atatayi. And who are we? Asmabhihi prapashyadbhihi. We are wise. See, friends, this is the main issue Bhagavad Gita deals with. So what Bhagavan tells, under the following conditions, he enumerates about a dozen conditions in the second chapter. Natvam sochitum arhasi. You cannot justify being miserable and depressed and dejected. This is the refrain. Again and again it comes. And thereafter, he tells him, so how to live in this world? He tells very simple technique. Sukha dukkhe same grutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. Lead your life in such a manner that the equanimity of your mind remains unchallenged. Equanimity doesn't get disturbed under any condition. Somebody says to us one word, and we hold on to that word and carry that bitterness throughout life. See, friends, this is the damage. It should not be done. See? It's not my phone. Somebody else's phone. You are not hearing?
Yeah.
So, after this original thought was given that samatvam yoga uchyate, maintain equanimity, and when Arjuna thus slowly goes through the whole process and what is achieved in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna comes to a point of attainment of equanimity in the situation. And what is equanimity? Freedom from delusion. So Arjuna has not done karma yoga, he has not done ashtanga yoga, he has not done bhakti yoga, he has not done jnana yoga. Then what he has done? Bhagavan asks him a question. Kaschid etam shrutam partha tvaya ekagrena chetasa kaschid ajnana sammoha pranashtaste dhananjaya. So what was the third pair I told you? Bhagavan Krishna and Arjun. So nothing happened to Dhritarashtra. What happened to Sanjay we told you. Now what happened to Arjun? See. So Bhagavan asked this question because Arjuna's question was Dharma Sammudha Cheta. I am deluded about my duty. Who am I? What I am supposed to do? Bhagavan asked the same question. Kaschid eta shrutam partha tvaya ekagrena chetasa. Hey Arjun, did you listen to me what I was talking to you? Single pointed mind? Or I was talking and like a professional satsangi, you are going here and there? See? And in reply, Arjuna says, see? Again Bhagavan's words, Shrutam Pathen, Kaschid eta Shrutam Partha Tvaya Ekagrena Chetasa Ajnana Sammoha Pranashtaste Dhananjaya. Your delusion born out of incomplete knowledge, is it gone or not? Or you are still deluded? And Arjuna's answer is, Nashto mohaha. Now my delusion is gone. What was the delusion? On the battlefield, whether I am a disciple to Dronacharya, or I am a grandson to Bhishmacharya, or I am brothers to the Kauravas, or I am a warrior. This delusion is gone. See, friends, every father knows what is his duty toward the children. He is not required to be told. Every child knows what is his duty toward the parents. Every teacher knows what is his duty toward the students. As regards knowledge is concerned, we don't lack. The problem comes in this identity crisis. Whether I am a son to my father, I am a father to my son, or I am a prime minister to the country. Now, who has the power to help, father or the prime minister? When this delusion becomes overpowering, the prime minister forgets he is a prime minister and the father overpowers. And all wrong things are done. See, friends. So when Bhagavan Krishna thus gives him proper vision, and in the second chapter, Bhagavan Krishna glorifies Buddhau Sharanam Anvichya Kripanaha Phalahetavaha. Respect your understanding, proper understanding. And he uses this word buddhi, buddhi 8 times in 4 verses. So Arjuna gets so much surprise. Why Bhagavan Krishna is glorifying the understanding so much? So he asks a question. What is important in life? Steady posture or steady wisdom? What should be steady? And he coins a beautiful term. He says, Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. So in these 18 verses, Bhagavan Krishna explains to Arjuna, if your wisdom is steady, your quality of life will be different. So for a man of steady wisdom, meditation means freedom from desires. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partham anogatan, and atmannevatmana tushtaha. You are at peace with yourself. A person who is at peace with himself and doesn't expect anything from anyone in this world, he is living in meditation. Not sitting in a most unenviable posture and suffering silently. These are the cartoons of meditation. See? Then how does he deal with the world? Dukkheshu anudigna manaha, sukheshu vigataspruhaha. When miseries come, he refuses to be miserable. When comforts come, he is not enslaved by the comforts. See, friends, that equanimity, after having heard in the second chapter, thereafter, on the basis of that equanimity, Arjuna listens the subsequent chapters. And the result of this listening to the satsanga by Bhagavan Krishna, what happens is his delusion is gone. We all suffer only from this disease, identity crisis. You know, in India there is a bank, ICICI. That ICICI bank is this only. First IC is identity crisis. Second IC is I am confused. Third I, that is what I am. Till this is sorted out, you have not studied Bhagavad Gita. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.